What's happening, baby?
Everything's happening.
It's all happening.
I'm taking back the knowledge. I'm taking back the gentleness. I'm taking back the ritual. I'm giving in to sweetness. I'm taking back the knowledge. I'm taking back the gentleness. I'm taking back the ritual. I'm giving in to sweetness. And I'm tripping out, working on a revolution. Gonna let the day begin. And I'm working out, time to time for evolution. Gonna let the music in. Oh, preacher man, shoot me with your poison arrow, but I dance on Vaseline. I'm tripping out, working on
welcome, dear listeners everywhere, to this edition of It's All Happening, your musical journey of and through the world we live in. I'm Andy Valeri, producer and host of the program, one that is brought to you by your friends at Big Beef Productions and Strategic Air Command, thanking you for making It's All Happening part of the soundtrack of your day. We're here for the hour, happening each and every week on your radio dial and internet streams. For more information about the program, including playlists of what you're hearing on it, as well as more on how to listen to this and previous episodes online, please visit our website at www.bigbeef.com. Having got things going with the danceably revolutionary sounds of David Byrne and the Thievery Corporation, let's jump on board with the Freedom Riders. This with Harold Jackson and the Jackson Brothers as we dig into today's musical amplifications. Remember, as Joe Strummer would say, if your radio's tuned here, your radio's tuned right. So tune it in and turn it up, because
It's all happening.
Freedom train leaving on track 1961 and 1962. Ride, freedom riders, if you want to be free, ride on. My father died at Anzio. He died for real. That was no show. Ride on.
It takes time, but time's too slow. Now this old jazz has got to go. Right on.
Freedom ain't freedom if a man ain't free. Ride on. Ride on. Ride on. Freedom riders. Ride on.
Today's wordies. Freedom. Meaning, the absence of necessity, coercion, or constraint in choice or action, liberation from restraint or slavery, or from the power of another.
Getting over the worst ain't ever timed it well. Private property Friday night in August when it's hotter than hell. The kids
would a democratically elected official do something that prohibits the free flow of information? Let me answer on their behalf. Hate speech, misinformation. Whose hate speech? Whose misinformation? Has anything happened in the last few years or century or so that's made you question the ability of people that have political power, particularly when acting in alliance with big institutions, to do what's best for you? Has anything happened? Do you want to check? Do you want to Google it?
Who can see you? No one but the lonely guard. In the circular jail with the central tower. No gangs in the prison yard. Panopticon, Panopticon. Who can see you? Everybody and his dog. In your bed, in your nightmares, and in the shower. Through the shower fog. You can laugh it off, go and laugh it off. Sad Hasselhoff, sad Hasselhoff. But the watch start watching too. Such a paranoid and unreversible zoo. And they feel the invisible guard. Doesn't matter if it's there or not. They feel the invisible guard. Doesn't matter if it's there or not. Panopticon. Who can see you? Who can be you for free? Who concedes all the hours, every lonely hour? That was your privacy. Just turn it off, go and turn it off. Sad Hasselhoff, sad Hasselhoff. Someone's watching, but you don't know who or when. They have to the omniscient telescreen superpower. Your forever friend. Don't turn it on, don't you turn me on. Panopticon, Panopticon. But the watch start watching too. It's a who's who rather than inside the two. And you feel the invisible guard. You don't care if she's there or not. You feel the invisible guard. You don't care if she's there or not. You feel the invisible guard. You don't care if she's there or not.
I am the passenger, and I ride and I ride. I ride through the city's backside. I see the stars come out of the sky. Yeah, the bright and hollow sky. You know it looks so good tonight. I am a passenger. I stay under glass. I look through my window so bright. I see the stars come out tonight. I see the bright and hollow sky. tonight. See the cities ripped in sides. We'll see the bright and hollow sky. We'll see the stars that shine so bright. The sky was made for us tonight. Oh, the passenger, how he rides and he rides. Oh, the passenger, and he rides and he rides. He looks through his window. What does he see? He sees the sided hollow sky. He sees the stars come out tonight. He sees the city's ripped back sides. He sees the winding ocean drive. And everything was made for you and me. All of it was made for you and me. 'Cause it just belongs to you and me. So let's take a ride and see what's mine. I sing it la 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 Oh, the passenger, he rides and he rides. He sees things from under glass. He looks through his window's eyes. He sees the things he knows are his. He sees the bright and hollow sky. He sees the city asleep at night. He sees the stars are out tonight. And all of it is yours and mine. And all of it is yours and mine. Let's ride and ride and ride and ride. I sing it la 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 la
You're listening to It's All Happening. Stay tuned for more.
You're going to make this happen. Fake newsreels.
Fake newsreels. For the past 10 years, people have been looking at our fake newsreels and listening to our fake commentaries.
And they accept it for the truth. And you can do it.
best believe it's the silent majority. If you don't vote, it's on you, not me. It's the same old lie told from the dawn of Stretch it out a little, try to milk every last dime. Hate, crime, shelter lines, try to take what's yours and mine. Is there any peace to be found in a lifetime? It's the same, it's the same, it's the same. Same life. It's the same, it's the same. Same life. It's the same, it's the same. Same life. Try changing it, but nothing is more difficult than changing what's been comfortable. We've seen it tried a million times. It's hard to think when hypnotized. Lies a lie, it destroys from the inside. Case the teeth from behind that false smile. A lie's a lie, and I've told my share, but I know I'm gonna suffer for the shit I put out there. It's the same, it's the same. Same life. It's the same, it's the same. Same life. It's the same, it's the same. Same life. It's the same, it's the same. Well, it's the same old lie. Think I died a little, gun strong, faces long. How much killing can be done? It's the same old lie they tell you when you die. There's mansions up in heaven, 50 virgins off in the sky. Can't trade today for some far-off promise of tomorrow. Can't build love out of guns, blood, and sorrow. They say we can't live together, but we know that's a lie. Cause we know it in our heart, we can make it if we try. It's the same, it's the same, it's the same. Same life. It's the same, it's the same. Same life. It's the same, it's the same. Same life. It's the same, it's the same. Same life.
That's very true. And the CIA was funneling arms and training and helping those neo-Nazis in Ukraine, just like they have done people like them all over the globe, just like they did in Venezuela, just like they did in Syria, just like they were doing in Iraq. The CIA doesn't care if you're a neo-Nazi. They're going to fund you if you're on their side for a moment or two. That's the way they do things. They were actually working with Al-Qaeda in Syria. Working with Al-Qaeda. We actually had a firefight in Syria where the military was shooting at what they thought were Al-Qaeda. They had to cease and desist because they were shooting at the CIA helping Al-Qaeda. That's how dastardly we do things in the world today.
One is reminded of the words of George R.R. Martin. When you tear out a man's tongue, you are not proving him a liar, you are only telling the world that you fear what he might say.
Every human being grows. We grow through childhood, and then when we hit adulthood, we reach a plateau. Our body has a regulating system which stops growth beyond a certain point. Occasionally, that system breaks down and a cell begins to multiply and to grow without regulation. And we call that cancer. Cancer is basically infinite growth within a finite living system, which is the human body. That is exactly what is happening with capitalism. Capitalism is dependent on infinite growth within a finite living system, which is the planet. Capitalism is the planet's cancer, and just like cancer in the human body, we have to cut it out. All through my adult life, I've been railing against corporate capitalism and consumer capitalism and crony capitalism, and these are the real problems. And it's taken a long time for the penny to drop. Maybe the problem isn't the kind of capitalism, maybe the problem is capitalism. So let's look at the planetary disaster. We're losing the soil, we're losing the fresh water, we're losing the insects, we're losing all the other astonishing species that we share this planet with. We're losing the coral reefs, we're losing the rainforests, we're losing everything. And it's all going at a phenomenal rate. What's causing this? The driving force is economic growth. A global economy growing at 3% a year doubles every 24 years. And then it doubles again. And then it doubles again. That's the trajectory we're supposed to be on. That's what governments want, where it just keeps doubling and doubling and doubling and doubling, which would be just fine if the planet was growing at the same rate. But we live on a finite planet. And infinite growth on a finite planet is a recipe for catastrophe. The only way it's been done so far is to use ever-increasing areas of the world as places we effectively steal from, where the most powerful parts of the world extract materials and cheap labour from the weaker parts of the world. And then ever greater parts of the world have to be used as a dump, to dump our waste, until basically the whole world is an extraction zone and a dump. The whole atmosphere is a dump for carbon dioxide. Our cities are a dump for air pollution. Our land is a dump for all the junk that we use for a day or two and then get bored of and pass on, which you have to do if economic growth is going to continue. If you've got enough money, you can buy a piece of land. You can buy the right to pollute the atmosphere with your private plane. You can buy a bluefin tuna steak, despite the fact that you're driving a species into extinction. Money translates into a right to natural wealth. Why? What's a just principle? There isn't one. And yet that unjust assumption is at the heart of capitalism. And those who are able to accumulate or inherit or grab enough money can then use that money to grab a huge chunk of our common treasury, our common resources, the stuff we all depend on to survive. And then they act like they have a natural right to do whatever they want with that. If everyone tried to live like the very rich today, we would need multiple planets, 5 planets, 10 planets, 100 planets, but we've only got one. But if instead you say, let's have luxury, but make it public luxury. Let's have fantastic public swimming pools, brilliant public parks, great tennis courts, great art collections, great museums, great community centres, great youth centres, great playgrounds, all those wonderful things that we try to accumulate for ourselves, but let's do it publicly. Then in creating that space, you don't take space away from other people, you create space for other people. You don't need to multiply those resources again and again and again as everyone tries to do it privately. By doing it publicly, you need far fewer resources. You can have a really rich, fulfilling life with very high standards of human well-being, but without the environmental destruction. And in so doing, we create community, where community has been smashed apart by capitalism. I don't think there's another way we're going to get through this century. If we carry on believing that people who are rich today can live like the oligarchs and people who are poor today can live like the rich, and everyone can just expand and expand and expand and accumulate, which is what capitalism tells us to do, and that we can just keep on multiplying GDP and we can double economic activity every 24 years like we're doing at the moment, then the only possible outcome is catastrophe. We need a whole new economic system.
we are gathered today with a very present awareness of how dangerous lies can be.
There's an old saying in Tennessee, I know it's in Texas, probably in Tennessee, that says, "Fool me once, shame on you." If fool me, we can't get fooled again.
You're listening to It's All Happening, your audiophonic antidote to the common and uncommon disasters of our culture. For more information about this program, including playlists for the music and information you hear on it, how to listen to previous episodes, etc., please visit the Big Beef Productions website at bigbeef.com. You can also sign up on our mailing list to receive updates on new editions of the program, as well as on previous episodes and how to listen to them online. Contact us directly by email at info@bigbeef.com. There's more to come, so if you, like Jim James, have had enough of the same old lies, keep your dial tuned in right here for more of
It's All Happening.
Tell me, baby. Tell me.
Shot him in the back. Now it's a crime to be black. So don't act surprised when it gets vandalized. Call it what it is, call it what it is, call it what it is. Murder. It's good cops, bad cops, white cops, black cops. But got to call it what it is, call it what it is, call it what it is. Murder. Trayvon Martin, Ezell Ford, Michael Brown, and so many, many more. But call it what it is, call it what it is, call it what it is. Murder. Government ain't easy. Policing ain't easy. Hard times ain't easy. Oppression ain't easy. Racism ain't easy. Fear ain't easy. Suffering ain't easy. But call it what it is, call it what it is, call it what it is. Murder. Murder. Gun control, mind control, self-control. We've dug ourselves a hole. They call it what it is, call it what it is, call it what it is. Murder. Gotta call it what it is, call it what it is, call it what it is. Murder. Call it what it is, call it what it is, call it what
So take a moment and try to come up with an encompassing definition for freedom.
Last time I saw you had dirt under your nails, your eyes were glassy and you looked so pale. You said, my life has become a living hell, ain't got enough money to pay my bills. Everything is wrong. Everything is wrong. Got a friend with a needle stuck in his arm. He got hooked on heroin in Vietnam. It used to help kill the pain some of the time. Now I can't sleep at all since I got back home. Everything is wrong. Everything is wrong. I worked in the strip mines off and on. Now I can't seem to get rid of this cough. Ain't been many jobs these last few months, and the last one I had, I got laid off. Everything is wrong. Everything is wrong. Shut off the heat. Can you loan me some money for something to eat? Been out here on this corner for about a week, trying hard to stand on my own 2 feet. Everything is wrong. Everything is wrong. They want to try and tell me where I can live. They kicked me off my land and told me they'd give me a nice little tract house with running water. But how am I gonna explain that to my Navajo mother? Everything is wrong. Everything is wrong. My American dream almost came true, but the things they promised me never came through. I believe in the American dream, but things are never quite what they seem. Everything is wrong. Everything is wrong. Everything is wrong. Everything is wrong.
If a politician is against raising the minimum wage, if a politician is against a living wage for everybody, regardless of that profession, they are anti-freedom. They are pro-oppression. They want that coercive system in place. because it safeguards the status quo, and therefore it safeguards them.
Sense, well then by all means crown the lizard. Every single Storied Flameout's purgatory playlist skirts the payouts anyone from his loins might collect. His is a legacy in tourist traps, conspiracies that took him out, and tattoos someone else lives to regret. That I myself romanticize believably enough to pass as love songs. With more than one man on one knee, it never stops amazing me how easily the heart hears what it wants to. Said the man who pissed the river, if it's on and up your after, there's no mystery how the dam inside you burst. I'd have a lot of nerve to go faint and shock and outrage. If I'd been my example, I'd be worse. From the damage-seeking part of you that runs it. Just don't embrace it with a vengeance before you've even shaved with a razor that you bought with your own money. Said the man who pissed the river, if it's on and up your after, there's no mystery how the dam inside you burst. I'd have a lot of nerve to go faint in shock and outrage. If I'd been my example, I'd be worse. Every single Storied Flameout's purgatory playlist skirts the payouts anyone from his loins might collect. His is a legacy in tourist traps, conspiracies that took him out, and tattoos someone else lives to regret.
You've been listening to It's All Happening, your weekly sonic journey into our world through music. I'm Andy Valeri, your producer and host, thanking you for tuning in and making It's All Happening part of the soundtrack of your day. For more information on the material featured in the program, along with playlists as well as information on how to listen to this and previous episodes online, please visit our website at bigbeef.com. You can sign up for our mailing list as well to receive updates on new editions of the program and where on your radio and internet dials to find them. You can also contact us by email at info@bigbeef.com. Thanks to everyone out there for listening. If you like the program, please feel free to spread the word. Special thanks to all the great stations who deliver It's All Happening to you over your public airwaves. So tune in again next week. Same beef time, same beef channel for your audiophonic antidote to a mediated world saturated in disinformatia, a world in which
It's all happening.
maybe I can do something. Maybe I can just find out something. Just scrounge around and maybe find out what it is that's wrong. And see if there ain't something can be done about it.
The preceding program has been a presentation of Strategic Air Command, a proud subsidiary of Big Beef Productions.
Anyway, it's just a thought. Y'all have a good day.